Hi, how are you doing? I hope you're doing great today. This is Teacher Ines again of English.com, and I will be your teacher in developing your English ability in grammar and pronunciation. We're going to explore, learn, and enjoy this book, Engage Level 2, together with your creative and comprehensive ideas. So now let's continue to discuss everything in our page. As you can see, we do review this one, right? Okay, so you did very well, right? Okay, so let's continue now with our grammar. Okay, so did you still remember that we've studied about superlatives? Yes, so it's the plus adjectives, right? Okay, so right, for example, the longest. Okay, so you just simply add the and then adjective and then your est, right? Okay, great. Okay, so all you have to do is fill in the blanks with the correct superlative form of the adjectives in parentheses. So right, for example, number 1. The longest street in the world, 1,900 kilometers, starts in Toronto, Canada. So as you can see, we do have here adjective long. Okay, so you add the and then est. Okay, so let's proceed now to number 2. Okay, so did you still remember the spelling rules in adjectives? Great. Okay, so let's answer number 2 now. So this is, we do have here wide. Great. So the widest street in the world is in Buenos Aires. It is 140 meters wide. Okay, what about number 3? What's the answer? We do have here the adjective small. So that is great, the smallest. Okay, so the smallest park in the world is in Portland, Oregon. It is only 0.29 square meters. Okay, so what about number 4? Okay, we do have here expensive. Great, so the most expensive move is King Kong 2005. It cost $207. Okay, to make. Okay, so what about number 5? We do have here crowded. Great, so Monaco is the most crowded country in the world with 42,649 people per square mile. Okay, so what about number 6? We do have here fast. Great, so the fastest speed on a skateboard is 100.66 kilometers per hour. Okay, so let's proceed now with our have to and can't. Did you still remember that one? Okay, so have to is necessary, right? And can't is forbidden. Okay, so all you have to do is to write sentences with have to or can't about the Tate Modern Gallery. Okay, so right, for example, in number 1, we do have here take photographs. Okay, so we do have here X, so that is can't or forbidden. So the sentence must be like this: you can't take photographs. Okay, so what about number 2 now? Great, so you have to check large bags. What about number 3? Leave young children alone. Okay, so what's the sentence? Great, so you can't leave young children alone. What about the number 4? Touch the works of art. Great, so you can't touch the work of art. What about number 5? Arrive at least 30 minutes before closing. So what's the sentence here? Great, so you have to arrive at least 30 minutes before closing. What about number 6? Buy tickets for special exhibits. So what's the sentence here? Great, so you have to buy tickets for special exhibits. So let's proceed now with our don't have to and can. Okay, so all you have to do is to fill in the blanks with don't have to or can. So right, for example, number 1, I can come home at 11 p.m. but if I'm late my mom gets mad. Okay, what about number 2? Great, so don't have to. We don't have to wear a uniform. We can wear our own clothes. Okay, so it's okay or it's allowed to them to use their own clothes. What about the number 3? You Great! So you don't have to take tests at my school. You can do projects. Okay? So what about number 2? Great! So can. I can go to bed later on the weekend. Okay, so let's proceed now with our reading. So Antarctic cruise. For the most unusual experience of your life, try an Antarctic cruise. You can see the most amazing scenery on Earth, including mountains, icebergs, and snowy deserts. You have to go in the Antarctic summer, November through March, because the weather is too cold, and other times you can see the most interesting animals on Earth, including great whales and hundreds of seals and penguins. Tour starts in the far south of Argentina, so combine your Antarctic trip with a visit to this beautiful country and you can experience the most unforgettable vacation in your life. Okay, so we're going to answer the question now. Number 1, what place is the article about? So that is Antarctic, right? Okay, so what about number 2? How can you visit the place? How can you visit the place? Okay, so tour in the far south Argentina. So what about number 3? When do you have to go there? So that is in Great Antarctic summer. Okay, so what animals can you see? Great, so sounds and penguins. Okay, so what about number 5? What country can you also visit as part of your trip? So that is Great Argentina. So did you enjoy our review in Unit 6? That's cool. So I hope to see you again next time. Bye!